Mr. Cheko Anchor of the Trinity Baptist Church Oasis House, his very maiden single. And watch out for some more coming from him. Your love is amazing. Amazing. Brilliant song, actually.
It is.
Brilliant song. I absolutely love that.
I can see churches rocking it for praise and worship.
Yeah, rocking. I like the word rocking.
I can see that happening.
I like I like the word rocking. And he will be at our live launch.
Yes. It's going to be incredible. Do you know, we haven't yet told...
okay, so let's tell them now.
Yes.
So on the 28th, so Gospel Connect on the 28th is going to be something totally different from what you know us to do. So when we come, we're coming with some friends of ours who have already been on the show, and we will talk about worship and praise. We just talk about some stuff at church, and then we would try and demonstrate them right here on the radio.
Yes.
So have some amazing time of worship with some great inspiring worship leaders that you've already heard their story. So they get to do what they've been doing in church live on radio for us.
It's going to be incredible.
It's going to be incredible. And we will be doing that every month, actually.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And the Spirit of God is just going to descend in this place. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
We are live on radio. I don't want to get slain, you know. We still need to carry on the radio
and
show.
Speak with Minister Kelechi Ife.
Absolutely. Good morning to you, sir. Minister Kelechi Ife. How exciting to have you join us this morning.
Good morning, Mr. Daniel. Good morning, AKOSUA. You guys are just fantastic. You know, I can be with you guys all day.
You see, well, that's the grace God has given to us. But we're glad that you've joined us this morning, and you have this event coming up, Everlasting Love Concert. But we will get into that. But this one, we just want to get to know more about you. AKOSUA, you do me the honors, right?
Yes. So obviously, you've been in the music industry for quite a while.
Yeah.
But it's possible that we have a brand new listener on the line, who may not know of your history and your background and your musical journey. So why don't you talk us through how you got started in music and your journey up until this point?
Well, I started as a drummer. That was 1992.
Okay.
92. That was when I started, actually.
Wow.
And I started playing for different people. Of course, I started from church.
Yes.
My dad was the pastor of the church then. So I was one of the drummers. And then from there, I picked up the guitar. And then from there, I started to sing. And somehow, the grace of God came upon me that I started to play in people's album, a lot of albums. I played in hundreds of albums. I can't count how many albums I've played. It's a lot. So, and somehow, several artists from the eastern part of Nigeria then used to always want me to play for them. Yeah. And somehow, most of the songs we are hit.
Yes.
You know the song we sing, everybody testify, you are good. The original song, the original artist that did that song was Ruth Annie. So I was the one that played the guitar, and the album sold millions in Nigeria. Wow. And there are several songs. In fact, there are some songs we sing now. We've translated them in English, which some of them are in Igbo and other languages. We played those songs, but when it becomes a hit, then we'll find a way to translate it. And somehow,
so that it can reach a bigger audience.
I saw how the ones that did the translations are the one people will get to know. For example, Covenant Keeping God. We've been doing that song years back. The original writer of that song, nobody knows, but I know the person that wrote it. Okay. But again, it's the ones that did the song in English that people will get to know. Yes. But somehow things are changing now that if you do your song in your original language, people will get to know you. I mean, people like Frank Edwards, he sings in his language, and some other artists, and people are getting to know what they're doing, and they appreciate what they're doing. I was saying something about originality, being original. Even though it's original, we still have to make it sound in a way that everybody will accept it.
Of course.
Because when, of course, it's not easy for people to accept something that is original, but when people begin to accept it, then it lasts for a long time.
Yes, that is very true. Yeah. It's really interesting because I've noticed a trend lately. a lot of African artists are singing in the local dialect and in English. So you take Jometo, you know, Bononiye, you know, it's in Ga, then in English. You take Nathaniel Bassi, you know, Imela, you know, it's in his local dialect. Then there's the bit in English. And those songs, as you rightly said, it can then reach a broader and a wider audience. Yes, that's really interesting. Very original, you know, way of going about it.
The South Africans do so as well.
They do so as well, So
I mean, it's the wisdom there, being able to create something in a way that it will reach everybody, and then don't lose your identity. Keep that identity. Actually, with that, you will be able to create a sound. Because I was saying something that many people are trying to sound like somebody else, because you know, we think this is the best way. If you sound like this, people will be interested. They can easily accept what you are doing. But somehow, what you are doing is to promote the original version of what you are copying. I mean, it's good to listen to different people, learn from different people. But when you learn from them, you should be able to create something different. Actually, I was talking about myself. Right. Kelechi is my name. Kelechi, I played a lot of albums for different artists. Actually help so many artists to create their music, create their sound. And then, of course, I have my own sound as well. I've recorded several albums, 9 albums.
Oh,
I've been launching the new one.
You're definitely a veteran. Definitely a veteran.
There is no way we can say you are a new artist.
No way.
You know,
so talk about the, you know, branching out on your own to then do your own music, because obviously you've been involved in, you know, with a lot of artists' music. You started out as a musician. So what led you to transition to, you know, launch out your own stuff and, you know, branch out into this music ministry on your own as a singer?
Well, actually, as I said, I've been singing for a while, and I have helped several artists build their music. So as I was building other people's music, it's still like you learning something as well.
Right.
Being able to learn to know your way. Even though I was singing then, but again, I was not actually known as a singer because I was busy. I was quite busy working for other people.
No, Kelechi, talk to me a bit about that, because it's a challenge that I also face personally. When people know you as a musician, you know, as a keyboardist, as a drummer, as a guitarist, as a whatever, and then you are gifted to sing as well. Then when you start singing, it's like, oh, hold on, I mean, you should be playing, you should not be singing. Did you perchance got that vibe when you started to branch out?
Somehow some people actually said that, but again, some were not surprised because they know already, because I play and sing. You know, I was actually ministering in several churches, Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship and other, but as an artist, you know, I was not actually functioning as an artist. But again, as a church worship leader and other, they know. So what I did when I started, people saw that I got something new, and some actually said, oh, wait a minute, this guy is trying to sing. Again,
I like that he's trying to sing.
So, but I didn't listen to them. I just had to do my thing. But again, it's good for you to sow that seed as an artist. You know, if you are blessed to be a blessing to somebody else, you know, it's a very huge seed you are sowing. And believe me, God will reward you in different ways. You know, I believe me, you become better than, you know, some artists. There are some artists that will talk, will say, I've created sound, I've done this and that. And I just listened to them and said, you are just getting people's song, putting it together, and then you say you are creating a sound. You know, you are the biggest and all that, but you don't have any sound, because we have been there. I've been there, and so with that, you have more experience as an artist. But even though you will still cool down to make sure things work for other people. But what I'm trying to say is that as an artist, as a musician, do the best you can do to support other people and help grow other people. When the time comes, God Himself will elevate you.
You were talking about originality and owning your own sound. How difficult is it to remain true to yourself and own your own sound, especially if it is a new sound which is not commercial? Because as an artist, you know, it's about ministry, but I guess you also want your music to be played on, you know, radio stations, on television stations. You want, you know, consumers to purchase your music. So tell us about, you know, how to get that balance right between staying original, staying true to your sound, yet still being commercial.
Yeah,
I know that's a difficult one.
Question, but again, at the end of the day, what we are doing is to fulfill a purpose. If God gives you something, you just have to release what God has given to you the best way you can do it and make it sound good.
Right.
Yes.
People might not accept it.
Yeah.
But if you remain consistent and if you have that sustainability of your gift and your sound.
Yes.
One day people will like, they will remember you for that. It might not make huge impact. It can gradually make an impact, and people will like, wow, that sound. We know the person that owns it. You know, and again, if God breathed on it, because if it's about God, it's about God. Let Him breathe on it. Once God breathed on something, it could be something. There are some songs you will do just with keys. Yeah. It becomes a hit.
Yeah,
that's true.
Let God breathe on it. Let the Spirit of God breathe on it. If you listen to some of Sinach's first album, those ones he did, Awesome God, how great! It was not a fantastic production.
Yeah, that's true.
You make my life so beautiful. The production, you can hear some noise and all that, but somehow, the music everywhere. I remember when I went to Trinidad and Tobago, 2010 or 2009, and they were singing her songs. Holy are you, Lord, and I know she has never been there. And I'm like, do you know the artist? They say, Sinach. She's not been there. And the song, the production is not all that good, but somehow the presence of God, the Spirit of God was on that song, and it became a hit.
You know what, AKOSUA, let's take one track from Kelechi. You call this one Only You Are God. Is it from your latest album?
No, my previous album.
Your previous album. Tell us a little bit about this particular track.
Only You Are God. I went to Nigeria to minister, and I told a friend that I'm coming, we're gonna write a song. I mean, we'll do a song together. And believe me, while I was on my way, because I had to take permission from the pastor that invited me, you know, so within that time, I had to sneak out to record this song with this lady. While I was on my way, I had no idea the song would be doing, but somehow I knew the song would come. I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't plan. Better plan, but somehow I had nothing coming, but I had that conviction that something will get to. If I don't receive the song before I get to her place, because her husband is the sound engineer, they got the studio in their house. I said, if I don't receive the song while I am on my way to the place, if I get there, the song will come. And guess what? I was on my way going. You know, the driver was just driving me to the place. Before I got there, the chorus of the song came. Only you are God, only you are God. And while she was cooking in the kitchen, you know, her husband was just around, and I was just saying, only you are God, only you. From there, she sang something, I sang something. That was how the song came. We recorded that song that same night.
Wow, let's listen to this track.
Only you are God.
Only you are God.
sometimes there is something about singing in the local dialect.
You know, I hear people say
There
that
is
all the
something.
time.
There is something that you can't get if you sing in English. I mean, the appellations and the way you would describe the awesomeness of God, that would just, oh my goodness me. Wow. Okay. Well, let's take a quick breather. We'll be back and we'll talk more about this. This is ABN Radio Gospel Connect. Our special guest this morning
is Kelechi Ife.
All right, we'll be back.
You are listening to the Gospel Connect on ABN Radio, London's Afropolitan station.
Consider that life wasted. Consider the heart ripped out of a family. Consider the potential never realized. Are these the things you consider when you carry a knife? It's not about street cred. It's about staying alive. Drop that knife. Save your life.
Mixpiration with Bright every Sunday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. is just fun. It's exciting. It's a mix of contemporary R&B and pop gospel music right here on ABN Radio. Enjoy great tunes every Sunday evening with Bright on Mixpiration, a blend of great inspiring songs just for your Sunday evening relaxation. Tune in from 6 to 8 p.m. this and every Sunday on ABN Radio, London's Afropolitan radio station.
It was a well-paying job, respectable, wearing a suit and tie every day. But I drank 24/7. Drank on the way to work, drank at work.
I never could come to terms with admitting that I had an alcohol problem or a pill problem.
I decided to get clean, and so I went to the Narconon program.
Not only did I handle my drug addiction, I completely knew how to live life.
Call Narconon today at 01435 512 460. 01435 512 460.
Tune in to the new ABN Breakfast Show from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. The London City Show has evolved into an all-new breakfast show with sizzling slices of juicy newsy current affairs served with junior jumbo-sized convos on issues you should be aware of. What did I just say? The ABN Breakfast Show, the Afropolitan breakfast you can't afford to miss.
ABN Radio, London's premier Afropolitan station.
I lift your name on high. You see? All right, okay. Let me leave the talking for AKOSUA and Kelechi. Kelechi, this song, right, is very traditional. Tell me, where is the influence coming from?
Well, we call this style of music ariaria. Ariaria music in Aba.
Okay, in Aba. So Aba, which tribe is that?
Aba is Igbo. It's a part of Nigeria.
Right.
So I mean, I got different styles of music, but again, I felt, you know what? Let me do the proper traditional area one. Yeah. So in fact, actually, in order to get the sound the way I want it, I played everything. I recorded everything. Did the BVs, played all the instruments, even did the mix myself, then mastered it elsewhere. Because I want to get the real one sound.
Because you've actually been in contact with the sound, so
you don't want anyone to taint the sound.
I like that. You don't want it contaminated with any foreign stuff.
Yeah. So the other ones I did, I even recorded with the band and all that. But this one, I said no. I need to do it because I need to get the actual sound.
Due to the export of Nigerian movies, you can easily connect with songs like this, where sometimes maybe if there is a traditional marriage given scene in that, you see, and with the dancing with their traditional attire, I can just picture it. But it's so amazing, and it comes back to the originality that you're talking about. You know, it comes back to
you know the thing is if you discover recently, so many artists go to events and they are not even confident to do their own song.
That's very true.
You're right.
You get to a concert, you know, you're wondering, everybody's singing the same song, the same style.
That's actually true.
You know?
You're very right.
And you're wondering, why did I invite this guy? See, you are an artist. You are a recording artist.
Right.
What makes you a recording artist is...
What makes you different?
Yeah, is for you to be able to do your own songs. Yeah. You know, then you'll be questioning, am I really an artist if I'm not confident to do my own song? I mean, it's okay to do other songs, but at least do one or two of your songs.
Yeah.
Than everybody doing the same style, doing the same thing. You get to a concert, you have 3 different artists, and they're all doing the same thing.
Is it sometimes the I'm trying to look for the proper word, but you know, sometimes it's like you want to be accepted within the sphere you find yourself function. Maybe you go to an event and maybe, you know, this guy comes, does this song, comes, and you are thinking, oh, my songs are not even that popular. How am I even going to get the crowd to respond? Let me quickly do some song that people can.
Let's do a Sinach song because everybody loves it. So they can engage the
actually it's good. You look for one and then connect people, and then you switch to your own song. At least do 1 or 2 of your songs. I mean, it does happen to me as you get to a place where like, would they accept this? But you'll be surprised that people are waiting to hear your song.
And you know what made the Osibisas and the Salif Keitas and the Maria Makibas internationally recognized artists. These people were so original. And you can't find it anywhere. I heard one musician say this to me some time ago, that you can't beat the Americans to their sound.
That's true.
You can't beat the English to their sound, but they can never beat you to your sound. And the thing is, they're always waiting to hear your sound, because if you come to sing their sound back to them, they know it. They they can do it better. You know, so if Chief Ebenezer Obey or Chief King Sonny Ade goes and does his juju music and they are fascinated, Fela was all over the world because people are fascinated at the kind of music he's doing. And you know, you listen to one track and it's like 15 minutes and there are people who still be listening to it.
And I discovered something as well in church, in gospel music. Some artists are scared to create their own sound. Some got that sound, but they are scared because somehow we don't really encourage and support ourselves.
Okay.
So you were like, okay,
the encouragement and support is a whole new discussion.
So let me do something they are used to,
right?
So they can accept me. And because of that, we keep repeating ourselves. Keep repeating ourselves. So we actually need to create something. And I thank God for what is happening now. People are creative and people are so bold to do their own thing. And look at the people like Nathaniel Bassey. He has a lot of songs.
Yeah.
You know, and people love. Look at Sinach. I've never had Sinach sing another person's song if she's ministering, except if she's ministering with
you're actually
Benny
right.
Hinn and all that. But if she's performing, she doesn't do another person's song. She will do her own song.
Yeah, she has enough songs.
In fact, by the time sometimes there are some songs she'll be singing, you'll be like, oh my God, I don't understand this one. But you'll be waiting for the one you are used to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's the truth.
That's true.
You know, some are there to listen to, I'm walking in power.
Yeah.
So whatever she's singing, they're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm waiting
they're
for
waiting for
Yeah.
that. Some are waiting for awesome God.
Yeah.
But she doesn't care. She will do all her songs, including the new ones you've never heard before. She will do it.
You're actually right, because I think it was last year or the year before, she was a guest at Festival of Life, and I remember the Festival of Life choir were rehearsing with her, so a couple of us, you know, were meant to be her BBs.
Yeah.
And when she came for rehearsal with us, she incorporated some of the new songs into the set, and some of these songs we didn't know. She realized we didn't know them, but she wasn't going to change her set because we didn't know them. She made sure we learned the songs, and she sang those songs, and she added, you know, the songs that the public enjoyed. So you're really right. When you invite her for events, she's confident, you know, to sing her material whether you like it or not. And I guess, you know, artists do need to get to that point where you enjoy your material. You're confident, you know, in what God has graced you with. Therefore, you are willing to present it when you're invited.
But AKOSUA, it comes back to the topic that we have been discussing a lot on this show about artists working hand in hand with their lead pastors to be able to introduce new sound to the church. You know, if you're a musician and you've written songs, I believe that your church leaders should be confident enough for you to introduce the song to the church. You know, and music, praise and worship leaders and musicians, music directors that have people in the church that are artists, have written songs, should be able to start. That's your Jerusalem. You should be able to start from there.
Yeah.
Get at least the people in your church should be able to know the songs back to back. I remember way back in my church when I was very young, doing drums for the Tabernacle of Witness Church in Kumasi. Sometimes you come to church and we will have to give you this time there was no projector, wasn't really popular. We have to give you the printout for you to sing the songs with us, because most of the songs we were doing were spontaneous songs that we received during praise and worship, and then we would add them to our praise and worship. So you come, all the praise and worship songs we are doing are entirely new. The whole church is enjoying it. And you're like, oh, I've not heard this song before. And like, oh, sorry, you wouldn't hear it anywhere. You only hear it in our church. You know. So and it went on and on and on and on for there. And
it's true. It starts from there. And that's one of the advantage. Sinach, people like Sinach, Joe Praise, Iben, and all that. God, their pastor is very supportive.
You know something?
He will make sure every member of their church loves the song. You know, when you keep hearing a song, and that's the power of media. If you keep hearing, the first time you hear, you might like, what kind of song is that? But every day you're hearing it, your mind will get used to it. Before you know it, you will like it. And if 5,000 people love something as they are singing that song, before you know it, you keep impacting and influencing other people. They'll start liking it. And this is the secret there. You know, again, I pray that our pastors, they are beginning to realize that, but I pray that they will be
a lot more
support people that got original content.
That's the word.
Because sometimes they want you to sing with the choir, so you just end up trying to sing like Fred Hammond and Israel Houghton. But your original content, they don't want to support it. So you know, this is where it starts. You know, so we need to support people that got their original content.
Hillsong is a classic model.
Beautiful.
Hillsong is a classic model. I mean, Hillsong, there are Hills conferences, Darling Check, all the songs came out of there, and the song went around to the world. I read a story on how you heard the song "Blessed Be the Lord God Almighty." Bob Fitz, it was in. He said it was in a church, a small church in Hawaii. Where he was leading worship, and they started doing that song there in the church, and then it just blew out and went all over the world.
And you know, just as you said, when you go to Hillsong, for example, whatever service you go to, they're not really singing anyone else's songs. They're because I mean they have a catalog of songs. They're singing their songs.
You know, and again, I've learned this over the years that we just need to keep carry on, keep doing our stuff. Don't depend on anybody. If God is in it,
that's the key word.
He will make people hear the song.
That's the key word. That's the key word.
Again, we need to support ourselves, but at the same time, if nobody is encouraging you, encourage yourself.
It's a very good.
Very soon, when you become popular, when that song, even your pastors were like, "That's my son." Everybody will start to claim you that's my son. But some of them, over the years, they've seen you struggling. They don't do anything. But when they begin to see you making impact the stadiums, they'll say, "That's my son."
That's my son. That's my son.
But again,
that's my
keep doing what you're doing, being consistent and focus on God.
He looks like God has an agenda for Gospel Connect.
Amen. I know. This is absolutely her. We're having a very passionate, interesting conversation here with the incredible Kelechi Ife. We could go on and on and on, but we need to talk about his event.
Let's talk about the event. And let's open the phone line now, the text line. If you have any questions for us related to ministry, related to some of the things that we've mentioned right here on the show, you can actually call us, or you want to call and encourage Minister Kelechi. If you've heard his songs, you love his songs, you've been at any of his events, and you want to let us know, how you were blessed at that event, give us a call on 0208 670 7300. That is 0208 670 7300. Or you can actually also WhatsApp on 0788 7475940, and you can call actually or via WhatsApp if you are outside the country, and we should be able to get you on air as well. But we have coming up Everlasting Love.
Yes, the Everlasting Love concert, and you said it's a live album recording as well. So tell us, what can attendees expect on the night?
By the grace of God, it's gonna be an awesome night of worship. It's gonna be a night of laughter as well. I got someone coming from Nigeria, Usiti here, a Nollywood actor. Aki and Popo.
Very popular.
So Popo is definitely coming on the night to co-host. Other people as well that will moderate, but he will be making sure that people are smiling in Christ. Right. And also, it's gonna be a night that you will hear something new. You hear a new song. I'll be releasing new songs. I will be singing new song. We're talking about new sound. After actually I've created something new that you will enjoy that night. It's gonna be on the 6th of May, bank holiday Sunday, 6th of May, at Lighthouse Camberwell, 268
262 to 274 Camberwell Road.
London, SE5 ODL. The program starts from 7 p.m. to 10:30. So,
and people need to register in order to be able to attend. So you register via Eventbrite. So that's the Everlasting Love concert, May the 6th at the Lighthouse, which is 262 to 274 Camberwell Road, 7 p.m. sharp. Register via Eventbrite. So is the album going to be called Everlasting Love?
I don't know yet.
You don't have the album title yet.
So, but the concert is Everlasting Love. So it's going to be an amazing time. I will be releasing an album on that night as well called Awestruck Power.
Oh, wow.
Awestruck Power will be released on that night. So I'm releasing a new album and I'm recording a new album.
You know something? I see your guitar in the studio. So can you give us a teaser and a taster of what we can expect at the Everlasting Love concert taking place on the 6th of May at the Lighthouse, 262 to 274 Camberwell Road. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is Kelechi Ife.
Actually, I'm not thinking which of the songs, which one will I say, when you got loads of songs.
And you know something, as you rightly said, you need to present your own music. So we're not going to be singing someone else's songs.
Definitely. All right. Okay, I'll sing. Actually, I'll just sing one of the songs you'll be expecting on that night.
That'll be
hear.
Awesome.
New song.
That's great. That's great. Let's do it. First time. Exclusive.
I'll just give you.
It's exclusive on the show.
A tip.
Okay. Right.
Dwell in me completely, tree of life. of life. You are the tree of life. Oh, I'll live in your word forevermore. Your word brings healing, wisdom and power, eternal glory for who believe. Your tree gives comfort, joy like a river. For you are Jesus, the tree of life. Oh, dwell in me completely, tree of life. You are the tree of life. Oh, I'll live in your word forevermore. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Wow, 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 wow.
Well, you
Dwell
heard it for
in
the
me.
first time right here on Gospel Connect
For the very,
ABN
very
Radio.
first time.
Exclusive. And you will hear the full length of that song if you do attend the Everlasting Love concert on the 6th of May at the Lighthouse in Campbell. You do have to register via Eventbrite though. So I'm sure after listening to this, y'all are going to run over to Eventbrite and register.
You definitely have to do that. So search Everlasting Love on Eventbrite and or search Kelechi if you're on Eventbrite. It will definitely come up. And I'm sure the links are also available on your social media portals as well.
Facebook,
Facebook, Instagram,
website, kelechimusic.co.uk.
kelechimusic.co.uk. That's awesome. I can see that you have Faith Child on as well.
Yeah, Faith Child will be ministering as well.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
So
I'll actually feature in one of the songs I wrote as well.
Is he gonna rap?
Yeah.
Okay, so the young adults are not left out.
No.
Yeah, he's gonna rap.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So we've been talking music, but today happens to be a wedding anniversary.
Yes.
Congratulations. How many years of marriage?
6 years.
6 years of marriage. Oh, we bless the name of the Lord.
I am so blessed with a fantastic woman.
Yeah.
You know, ministry is easier when you have a very good partner that supports. It's very supportive, that doesn't give you trouble.
Shout out to Mrs. I know Mrs. is listening in the foyer.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Hi, darling. I love you so much. Thank you for being a blessing. Thank you for being there. I celebrate you. I dedicate this anniversary to you.
Oh.
That's lovely. That's lovely. That's lovely.
And then to our lovely children, fantastic children, Chinanza and Tochi. Yeah, actually, some few places I go, they go with me as well.
Oh, that's lovely.
So they are ministers themselves now. So I'm beginning to train them as well. I'm not saying that they're going to be musicians, but somehow they are getting to understand the ministry.
Of course.
You know, some things I don't need to tell them, don't do this. They understand that this is how it works. So I thank God for my family, lovely family.
You know, it's interesting. You just said there's some things that you don't need to tell the kids that they shouldn't do. They understand how things like earlier on in the show, Daniel and I were talking about, you know, the next generation and how it seems as though we are failing them by watering down the message and lowering the standards and allowing anything to be accepted. Let's talk about instilling discipline in young people. How important do you think that is? You know, because I think for a lot of church pastors, a lot of ministers, they just want to get the young people in. So they don't really care what's going on. Just come. And unfortunately, you know, the word of God is not always given as it should be, you know, because we just want to keep them there. Can you speak to that? I mean, seeing as you're bringing up, you know, young children in the fear of the Lord, could you talk about that a bit?
Actually, it starts with you, you know. If you are telling somebody to do something, you have to show good example.
Yes.
But sometimes it's not just you showing example. You need to be actively involved in what they do.
Yeah.
Watch out to see what they do. If they're doing something that is contrary, don't keep quiet. Start early to tell them, look,
yes,
this is not right.
Yes.
And you are consistent telling them, this is not right.
Yes.
This is not good. And then you tell them the reason why they should not do that.
Yeah.
You know, so if you are giving somebody direction, you tell them what they will gain, the result of that, and what they will miss out if they're not doing that. So that's one of the things. And again, we need to be truthful, you know, say the truth.
Right.
You know,
right.
Sometimes you tell people the truth, they might not like it, but at some point they will realize that this man is saying something. Something good, something wise. If you talked about the church as well, I think we as a community, we as a church have a role to play. It's not just about us telling them not to do this, don't do that. Give them the answer of what they need to do. Now, if somebody is doing something positive, support them. If you see a young person in your church that got a gift, you know, you have to train them and give them opportunity. You know, not you seeing that gift and you kill it or you don't appreciate them. So we need to appreciate and see the good thing they can do and help to train them, and then give them opportunity. Encourage people that are doing something positive. You know, sometimes it's when we hear people doing something wrong. For example, now, thousands of people are aware I'm doing concert. At least 10,000 people in UK are aware that I'm doing a concert, but some people they've gone on mute. They won't say anything. I'm telling you, they will not say anything. They don't care. They are not interested. But if they hear that Kelechi has touched a woman,
that will go viral.
Seriously.
Scandal of the century.
That's when you would know that people are watching what you're doing.
You're very right, you know.
No, that's the truth. But you are doing something positive. Some people don't care. And we still claim we are Christians. And you're not supporting. And one thing we don't realize is that when you're supporting one young person, or whether young or adult, that is doing something positive, you're actually influencing hundreds of others, because when they see that person doing that good thing, they will get influenced, they will get impacted. Wow, this person is doing this and succeeding. Then I should stop the bad thing I'm doing and do something positive that it works. Because sometimes people want to do something that works. You know, is this thing working? You know, so let's support people that are doing something positive. If you see a young person doing something good, support them. If they got a vision, if you know, don't let them be frustrated. Support them, seriously.
That's true.
Support them, and when we start to support
scriptural
them,
as well. Don't get them frustrated. Paul told the elderly that don't frustrate the young ones.
But again, we still need to tell them the truth. If they are doing something wrong, we shouldn't just keep quiet and watch them go wrong.
And please, if any of our youth pastors are listening, when the young people are taking over the service, please tell them not to come on stage and say "you guys," please. Please. Don't. They shouldn't come on stage and address, elderly people who are in various sets of authority who have gathered in church for service, and the young person comes and say, "You guys." What do you mean by you guys? Please. It's not. It's called attitude. It's called respect. It's called being cultured. You guys. Oh, please. Let's not do that.
Actually, as you said, that some people it's just the way they talk, and somebody needs to call their attention to this, to that. Actually, some of them they don't understand culture. And they learn from their friends. So,
and it's very important. It's very important you learn how. One of my favorite scripture is in Isaiah. That scripture says that God has given me. I'm just trying to paraphrase it, but it says I've been given. Oh man, I'll look for that scripture before we go. Let me look for that scripture.
Okay, so I guess, Kelechi, what you're saying is that it is the responsibility is upon us to be involved in young people's lives and to nurture them and to encourage and to train them up in the way of the Lord. I guess, as the saying goes, it really takes a village to raise a child, so we must all be a part of this. So let's get back to you, Kelechi. Enough of speaking about the young people in the next generation. What is next in store for you, Kelechi? Yes, I know you're going to do the live recording, you're going to release an album. In terms of music, touring, what's next in store for you?
After the live recording, by the grace of God, I'll start to go to different cities in UK. I'll be doing a concert in Reading. I got some other few programs I'll be doing in London and other places, but I'll be doing another major concert in conjunction with a church called Globe.
Okay.
In Reading, in November.
Okay.
So we'll be going to different places, and America has been in need of me.
Yeah.
I've never been to America. Yeah. I've received several invitations from America, but I felt it's not time yet.
Yeah.
You know, but this time, from this year, by the grace of God, I'll begin to travel to America.
Amazing. That's
There are
amazing.
several. You know, sometimes we wait on the Lord. Let Him, you know, not just to do things the way people want it to. I mean, I can travel, actually. I'm not an illegal immigrant. But again, we wait on the Lord. So now I got it. I have a content after this live recording. Of course, I will do the post-production and get everything right.
Yes.
Get it, you know, so that when I'm traveling, I will have good content.
Yes.
You know,
content.
And then I'll go to different states in America.
Oh, that's incredible.
You know, and
So how can people follow you? How can we get in touch with you if a church wants to book you for an event? So give us all that information.
You go on my website, kelechimusic.co.uk.
Okay.
You know, you contact my management, and you know they will tell you what to do. Or you send me an email, kelechifny@yahoo.com.
Okay.
Or follow me on Instagram.
What are your handles?
Yeah. And then my Facebook, Kelechi Ifeanyi as well.
Okay.
Or my Facebook page, Kelechi Ife.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm good. I will respond to messages, except if I'm too busy. But I try as much as possible to respond to messages. Yeah.
So let's take a very quick breather for my last set of messages before we go. But the scripture that I was looking for is in the book of Isaiah 50 verse 4. And from the King James Version, it says that the Lord has given me the tongue of the learned, that I should know how. Emphasis on how. I should know how to speak a word in season to him who is weary. He wakeneth by morning, he wakeneth my ear to hear as he learned. So it's just knowing how to deliver your message. Right, so we'll be right back. This is ABN Radio London's Afropolitan radio station.
Consider that life wasted. Consider the heart ripped out of a family. Consider the potential never realized. Are these the things you consider when you carry a knife? It's not about street cred. It's about staying alive. Drop that knife, save your life.
Tune in to the new ABN Breakfast Show from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. The London City Show has evolved into an all-new breakfast show with sizzling slices of juicy newsy current affairs served with junior jumbo-sized convos on issues you should be aware of. What did I just say? The ABN Breakfast Show, the Afropolitan breakfast you can't afford to miss.
Hi, this is Rodney Hines. And I'm Michael. Join us on the Voice of Sports show each and every Saturday on ABN Radio. We'll keep you bang up to date with all the latest football scores, and we'll discuss all the big talking points in the world of sport. So don't forget, join us this Saturday, 4 till 6 on ABN Radio UK.
Oh man, the 90s. So cool. Remember this banging tune? Jump on the tram, catch it up, grab a sandwich, jump it. My Nancy plays the trumpet. Dun, 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 do.
You can't totally recall the 90s, like if you had PPI on a loan, credit card or mortgage, for example. Luckily, we don't have to. Many PPI providers now have online checking tools. Search FCA PPI for more info.
Do it now!
This is ABN Radio, projecting rich African culture through the power of radio. Get connected and stay connected to the gospel by listening to the Gospel Connect Show on ABN Radio.
Of course, do listen to the Gospel Connection on ABN Radio. We have just a few minutes, under 3 minutes to go this morning. But later on in the day, others is here in the studio. George with the Weekend City Show from 12 to 4. And then Rodney Hines, Michael Kitchener, bringing you up to speed with all that's happening in the world of sports and football on the Voice of Sports show. Tomorrow morning, Uncle Charles is here with the Afropolitan Gospel show. And talking about Afropolitan Gospel and talking about African Gospel Music Awards, I have some breaking news for you. So the first set of nominations are out, and that is So the Breakthrough Artists of Excellence. So let me quickly explain what that is. So the Breakthrough Artists of Excellence are fairly new artists who are making inroads and establishing themselves on various platforms and have either released a debut album or single. And here are the nominations. Hearing that for the very first time on radio on Gospel Connect. So we have Emmanuel Smith, we have Called Out Music, we have Niela, we have Folabi Noel, we have Kobe Mante from Ghana, JC May, we have Dube Brothers, we have Ayanda Ntanzi, there is Calvis Hammond, and then Mercy Chingo. So these are the nominees for the Breakthrough Artists of Excellence. So get ready to go out there and vote for your favorite ones. Now let's wrap this up. AKOSUA and Pastor Kelechi, thanks very much for joining us this morning.
And do not forget to go to Eventbrite and purchase the ticket for the Everlasting Love concert on 6th of May, the Lighthouse, 262 to 274 Camberwell Road.
Right. So we're back next week, God willing, for another awesome edition. Pastor Kelechi, thanks very much for your time.
I'm not a pastor, though.
Minister Kelechi. Oh, you see, thanks very much for joining us on this morning. It's just a joy, and we thank God for your life, and we pray and enjoy the rest of the anniversary.
Yes.
Wow,
yes.
Lovely.
Have fun.
Lovely. Okay, before you, I promised that I was gonna get at least one tip, one married tip. I won't take a lot. One tip. Just give us one tip. One marriage tip.
Well, love your partner, and tell yourselves the truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Powerful. That's short and sweet, consistent. Right, we're off. This is ABN Radio London's Afropolitan radio station. AKOSUA, we're back next week, aren't we?
Yes, we are back next week. Same time, same place,
same
Gospel
time,
Connect.
same place. Up next is, what's the name of the show again?
Hear Me Out Show.
Oh.
We lift you. You are amazing.
From the Sky News Centre at 10. The Prime Minister says she's confident airstrikes in Syria have been successful. The UK, US